Hi, it's Yuko Miki from Honeyberry Studios, and welcome to What's on Your Plate Food Journaling Drawing Tutorial. I hope you enjoyed the previous two videos on how to draw vegetables and berries. We're going to combine what we learned in those videos and create a food journal in this tutorial. Food journal is a great way to keep a record of what you eat. Food affects many things in our lives, like our health and how we feel. But eating is such a natural part of our day-to-day, and it's easy for us to not pay attention to what we put in our body sometimes. I enjoy taking photos too, but often try to sketch my food. It takes longer, but definitely helps me to pause and be more mindful about what I eat. And as an illustrator who likes to eat, it's a way to combine my two passions. We'll continue to draw with koi watercolors and a micron pen. Ideally, you'll be working in a mixed media drawing pad with heavier paper. For this tutorial, I'm putting together a simple green salad with lettuce, cucumber, cherry tomatoes, marinated tofu, avocado, and some blueberries. I'll be pretty happy eating a salad like this every day. So good. And here's a little secret. Often, I'm so hungry and don't want to wait. So I take a few photos of my plate first and draw later from the photos. For this drawing, we're going to draw with a micron pen first and then paint with watercolors later. Because there's a lot of different elements in this drawing, it'll be easier and less messy to draw the lines first and paint later. We'll draw the plate first to create a nice frame for the salad. And since I'm right-handed, I typically draw from left to right so I won't smudge the lines accidentally with my hand. Look at your plate or photo and get the general shapes of what's on your plate. The exact shapes or proportion don't matter so much for this project. After all, Food journal is somewhat of a personal tool, and the purpose of it isn't to create a realistic picture of what you ate. It's a tool to get to know your food and connect with what you eat better. We'll add some line work to the salad. I like simplified drawings, and I'm really not fussy with the small details, so I'll just add a few lines for the lettuce leaves, seeds for tomatoes and cucumbers, and texture for the tofu. And let's add a fork right here to complete my lunch setup. Like the vegetable and fruit tutorials, we're going to be adding wet paint to the wet layer. You notice I'm skipping around to paint different parts of the drawing now. This is so that all of your lettuces in one area won't end up being the same color. Since we're painting wet on wet, I'm being a little careful where the two lettuce leaves touch, so the colors won't bleed into one another. Once the paint on the lettuce leaves are pretty dry, let's add a darker green paint to the cucumbers. And yellow-green to the avocado slices. If you squeezed out too much water, you can always soak it up with a paper towel. Okay, let's paint the blueberries next. Oops, I squeezed out too much water again. I'm using a water brush to soak up the excess water here. You definitely want the surrounding green paints to be dry at this point, because they would be pretty noticeable if the dark blue and yellow-green bleed into one another. If this happens, you can use a paper towel or tissue to soak up the mistakes. Okay, next let's paint the marinated tofu blocks with orangey brown. And the cherry tomatoes. They really add a pop to the salad, don't they? And did you know that warm colors like red and orange actually affect our appetite? They're considered to be the most appetizing colors, by the way. I'm going to add lines to the plate to make it a little more dynamic. I want to make the salad pop in the strawing, so I'm not going to paint the plate. Let's add some drop shadow to give a depth around the plate and the fork with light blue paint. And let's not forget to write down what it is. I hope you enjoyed my 3-part drawing series. Have fun drawing and eat well. See you later.